everybody! Excited utterance here. I'm doing an excited utterance. My name's Hello, and apparently during the night there were many excited utterances over in the Coburger hearing. But that's not what we're talking about today. Not what we're talking about. And I'm sorry I'm half an hour late. That's why I'm half an hour late. It's because I was glued to the screen over on Andrea's stream. Yep, watching the Coburger hearing and getting very angry and excited utterancing. Hi, Kat, not Williams. Glad you're doing this. I've missed all the releases. Well, I don't mean to disappoint you, Kat, but I ain't going to be playing them all. I think they've been played a little bit to death. And I don't mean there's any shade to anyone who's been playing them. There's a lot of now I'm referring to the Richard Allen interrogation and the jail calls. So they were released a couple of days ago. So I'm referring to his interview / interrogation with Jerry Holman and some other officers at the Carroll County Police. And that was pretty nasty. Yeah, so he absolutely protested his innocence. He said he had nothing to do with it. Yes, he was on the trails that day, as he said, all the way back in 2017 when he called the tip line. As they said on the news, please call if you were there, if you know anybody who was there, if you have any information about these two poor murdered girls, please call in. And he did. He called in. And he spoke with officers at the time. 5 years later, so in 2022, he gets called in to speak with officers, and it all starts off fairly jovially, as it tends to. And then they start to go, hey, look, we've got these photos of your car, apparently your car. Look at these photos of these dead girls. You did this. You did this, you did this, you did this for hours and hours. And then they call him back in again a few days later, 13 days later, I believe. And Jerry Holman has a go at him. And then it gets really ugly. They say, we've got a bullet, and the bullet matches your gun. How do you explain that? And he says, I can't explain that. It's not mine. It can't be. It's just not possible. And they don't let him finish his sentences. This is the Reed technique. The Reed technique basically means that you're not trying to find facts. You're trying to get a confession out of the suspect. And they wear him down and wear him down and wear him down, but he doesn't give in. And they also take his wife into another room and start to tell the wife that they've got this evidence against the husband. It is his bullet. It's definitely his bullet. They try to convince her that he did it. She starts to cry. She gets very upset. And it was just horrible to witness these interrogations. So we've been waiting almost 6 months now to see these. They obviously were shown in court. We heard from Andrea, Lawyer Lee, etc., people who were there, what happened, but we haven't gotten to see them till now. That, plus the other big one, was the jail calls. Now, the jail calls are really what convicted Richard Allen. That plus the bridge guy story, right? The whole idea of the picture of bridge guy and this whole idea that Richard Allen is bridge guy, right? So Richard Allen supposedly being bridge guy, and Richard Allen confessing 61 times supposedly to his wife and his mother on these phone calls, right? So you need to put this in context, everybody, because he had been in prison, isolation unit in Westville prison for, I think, about 6 months or so by the time that he started to sing, as they say, on these phone calls, and he was also under the influence of Haldol, which is a terrible drug. It can turn your brain to mush. So, hello, Emu Warrior. Nice to see you. 15 months. Wow. And I'll have a bit of a say hello to chat in a sec. I'll just finish this. So, he had been under the influence of this drug. He'd had a lot of people telling him he's guilty at his door. He'd had this psychologist / psychiatrist, whatever her name is, Dr. Walla, speaking to him as well. And remember, she was on the YouTube chat. She'd been in Gray Hughes's chat. She'd been in the Discords. She'd been on Reddit groups. She had been finding out information about the case as well. So she's not trustworthy. Now we had these guards with the Odin patches on, telling him information and saying he's guilty and that he needs to confess. And he's, after a few phone calls where he sounds kind of normal, he starts to sound very different, and he starts to tell his wife and his mother, hey, do you realize that I did it? I did it. I killed Libby and Abby. Right, so this has all come out in the last 2 days that the public is hearing this for the first time, like hearing the actual calls. We knew they existed, obviously, because they were played in court, and the jury decided that his confessions, coupled with the video of Bridge Guy, they decided that he was Bridge Guy, which we haven't been able to fathom, but sure, okay. They decided that factually that made him guilty beyond reasonable doubt. Now, what I want to talk about today is the fact that these things being released to the public has now opened up a whole new group, a whole new level of scrutiny from people who aren't necessarily familiar with the whole case and are just seeing the interrogations and hearing the jail calls and judging based on that. And I want to have a bit of a look at what people are hearing and seeing from that and going, why is there even a Free Richard Allen movement at all? Like, what's the story, guys? Like, I don't get it. He said he did it. So what is it? So I want to talk about that. Okay. And now let's say hi to some people, and then we'll go into having a look at what some of those comments are. Hey, Court of Public Opinion, so good to see you. You're really early. Hey, we having a Dali raid from hello, Sweet Tooth Fairy. How's the collecting going? Mailboxes, Lokong Express. We are only on YouTube today. We're not on X or anything like that. We're being a little bit secret squirrels today. Secret squirrels. Finally, yes, half Irish. I know, and I haven't been live for a couple of days either. So, yeah, making your weight. David says, what do we all think about the videos? I haven't watched them yet. I need to know how to think about them. Well, I'll show a little bit of them today. I'm just not going to play the whole thing through. Let's see what other people say. Claude Simeon, I just realized your name means every out-of-court statement you make is admissible. Yes, I'm always allowed in. Indeed. Isn't it cool? Not guilty, yes. Hey, Tracy Chappell, good to see you. You remember Tracy Chappell? Thank you so much. I did a voice analysis with the Bridge Guy voice, and it was a 98% match. Are you an expert on that, are you, Mavka? You should be getting work as an expert witness then, if that's the case, Mavka. And stop causing trouble. That should be the last time I say that today, Mavka. Young is here. Hello. Good to see you, Young. That's not what you said to me, Mavka. See, he's causing trouble. Hello, Dali, my co-host, Ilya Satchel. Angel Ray, let's see if I can tolerate the distress this morning. I was working yesterday, so couldn't join in any chats, which might be for the best, really. Okay, Angel Ray, I'm not going to be like playing all the nasty bits and all that kind of stuff today. This should be okay. Although there might be some comments that distress you a little bit, but we'll try and keep it a safe space for you. Hey. Make sure you subscribe to Dali too. Yeah, it just took 5 years after the crack detectives talked to Alan to call him Bridge Guy. You'd think he was a pizza in Kenosha. Inside joke. Yeah, still not convinced Bridge Guy was ever relevant to the investigation, let alone that RA was BG. Yeah, I think Bridge Guy is a giant distraction, but it worked. It worked for the prosecutors. Okay. Hey, Melissa Simmark. How are you, love? How are you? Okay, cool. All right. So here's what we're going to do. I want to have a look at some channels that are showing this footage and these calls. And I'm not going to go through and just like play everything. What I'm going to do is go to the comment section. And I want to have a bit of a talk about the comment section. Yeah? Because those who've been following this channel for a long time know I like to do that. Yeah. Okay. Hey, Chinny, how are you? All right. Now, one very, very big channel that has shared these calls and these interrogations is Crime Circus. And if you're not aware of Crime Circus, that's Drip Drop, the clown. And I'm just going to share this. So, of all of the stuff that Drip Drop has shared, I found the confessions calls to have elicited the most interesting responses from their viewers. So I want to have a bit of a look at that. Okay, okay, and I'm just gonna scale it up a bit. Don't need to see that. All right, so what we can do is we'll just have a little bit, we'll have a little bit of a look at just one of the calls first. Maybe one of the later calls, so we can just get a bit of a sense of what it is that they're talking about. So maybe this one.
Hi. Here.
Hello?
Hello? Hi, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, how you doing?
Oh, I'm all right, I guess.
Yeah. It's good to hear your voice.
So did Kathy tell you that I did it?
We're not going to discuss this, okay? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah. We love you. You know that, don't you?
Regardless?
Yes.
And do you know if Kathy's okay?
Kathy's doing okay. We've been holding each other up.
This is his mom.
I'm just worried that you guys aren't going to love me because of the fact that I said that I did it.
Ricky, I just know you're not in a good place right now. And I'm praying for you, and we will always love you. No matter what.
This is a Crime Circus presentation.
But just saying it doesn't mean you did it.
Yes.
Well, it does when I did.
Rick, don't talk like this.
Yeah, Kathy's
I
his
think they're
wife.
just messing with you.
No,
His mum
Mom,
is
they're not.
Janice.
I love you, though.
What are you doing? I love you too, hon.
Okay.
I just know you don't have it in you to do something like that.
Mom, I wouldn't sit here and tell you I did it if I didn't.
Well, if they're messing with your meds and all that, yeah, you would. But we're not going to discuss the case anymore.
All right. That's probably enough of that for now. So basically, at this point in time, I think we're we're at May 2023. So he's been in there for, when was it? November 2022. So he's been in there like, what, 6 months or so. And his voice is sounding quite detached and slow, lots of pauses going on. He's not sounding like the Rick that he was at when he was in interrogation, for example. And we can have a look at that later. But I'm interested in looking at what people are saying in the comment section, because the thing is that, okay, Crime Circus is a really big channel. And people who watch Crime Circus, they consume a lot of these interrogations and jail calls. And this has already gotten how many views? Let's see. How many views has this gotten? Oh, why can't I see it? Yesterday it was at like 26k views. There you go, 26k. This one's at 26k. The interrogations have got tons more. Like yesterday they were at 85k on one of them. So the people who are watching it, they tend to consume like interrogations and calls much more than they watch whole trials and like documents and things like that. Kind of like the people who are like in chat now, for example, or like go into Angie's chat, or even like criminalities chat, Lana's chat, Andrea's chat, for example. They're more likely to be like digging really, really deeply into cases that for over a long period of time. Whereas you get people who are watching this and they'll be really interested in just the psychology of watching somebody in a interrogation situation and then move on to the next one. So I don't know. They got 26k on the second channel, Hella. Yeah, thank you. So I don't know how many of these people would even be that aware of this case, or if they are like peripherally because they've like seen it on the news or just followed it a little bit or heard of the down the hill thing. So yeah, and it's interesting because he's confessing, right? So then you get this kind of thing. I've heard a lot of innocent men refusing to confess when offered an opportunity to get out of prison if they do. This man sounds to me like he's had a come to Jesus moment. I think he's guilty as hell. Okay. And this person goes, "Oh, you did it." He is definitely guilty. In the interrogation video, you can tell it's his voice, and then over the phone, you can tell he's the down the hill guy. He admits it repeatedly. No way he would admit if he didn't do it. I was wondering which content creator would be the first to get this man's interrogation. Well, he actually wasn't first. It's interesting that Drip Drop doesn't seem to have corrected anybody who has been saying that he's the first to have gotten it. Tom Webster was the first to get it. But hey, whatever. Great job. Thank you so much for not keeping this behind a paywall. Well, that would have sucked. Okay, so here we got someone else. I'm just going to get rid of this. Does anyone really think this guy did this? If you watch the first video our guy put up today, you know this man didn't do this. I'll say it again. Someone had to fall for this crime. It was too heinous a crime to go unpunished. This is a small town setup, and Richard Allen is their fall guy. They are standing with him while he's making these ridiculous phone calls. He says it. These poor girls, killers, plural, are still out there, and that should make everyone sick. This is pure corruption from the judge down. She listened to that and said, sounds legit to me. I would be afraid to even drive through that state. God forbid a local commits a crime and they need someone to pin. Richard Allen is as guilty of this crime as he is for the Idaho 4 murders. This is a sin from the murder of these two innocent girls to the man they have locked away for it, to the people that roam free that committed this horrible act. Thanks, my guy. You're always first to drop the new something. All right. To your first question, yes, the jury does. They know more than you or I ever will. They saw everything we didn't. I don't know. Is he confessing to get her attention and sympathy? When she sounds normal and happy, all of a sudden there's something he needs to tell her. It's just bizarre. Anything for her love and attention. Anything to get her crying and upset. Bizarre. Yeah. Exactly what I thought. It's like he got caught and knows the hell he is going to go through, and wants her to suffer as well. Oh God. Told you this might hurt. I absolutely believe this monster wanted to inflict as much pain as possible to anyone who he could get to. He was an angry man, and that's why he did that to those two innocent girls. Oh, here we go. The old, he reminds me of my ex. And I would believe the cops if they came to me with the accusation, even without the evidence. Oh, you're smart, Megan Pollard. Oh, I'm just getting in on the case now, but not many think it was him. Okay. Okay, this is the one I really wanted to touch on. Hey, Deep, how's it going? How are you? Hey, Maddie V. I forgot how gay Jannies are on my tea when I get used to the ones around here. Oh, stop it. Deep. Tinny. Amber down them Johnstons. Andrea Burkhart did the best notes and nightly updates I swear I've heard and seen those interrogations. It's like almost deja vu. Isn't it interesting, actually? That's a really good point. Yeah, watching the interrogations, it's like I can remember things she said that happened in there. And it's like, oh yeah, that's right. She said that would happen. That's actually a really good point. Yeah. She did a fantastic job. She was meticulous, yeah. Okay, so this one here. I'm so curious. Why do so many people think RA is innocent? A jury found him guilty. What's happening here? Someone please tell me why. Okay, well, that's what we're here for, right? Because there was so much left out at trial, so much the jury wasn't privy to. I wonder how they feel after hearing things now not allowed in at trial. I just wonder if they'd still feel the same if they had all the information. Okay. You have to be able to see through the cracks. A jury could convict you of killing my mum and you do not know her, never seen her, and don't know if my mum exists. Okay. Same here. They played dirty pool to convict him innocent or guilty. They ruined an innocent man's life. They were under pressure to close the case and hid so much during the trial. It's like it's two completely different men compared to police interrogation. All right, so this person's made a decent point. Like, go back and have a look at the interrogation. It is two different men there, but I wish someone would get in there and give them some real points. It's trendy to fight justice even if someone is guilty. It's crazy to think a YT video and comment section can bend people's mind. Power of the mob. I don't remember what left out. The odinist theory, question mark, question mark. Right. I don't know if this person is being sarcastic. Like, oh, the odinist theory? You know? Like, some people sort of go with, oh, the odinist did it. Amber says, all of this feels like deja vu. That's how incredible they told the story and set the scene. Yeah. Like, it... And here's the thing, right? Like, those who've been following the case from the beginning, I'm sure that there's been times when new audiences have been exposed to the case and it feels like, okay, here we go again. There's a bunch of new people and they don't get it. Right? I feel like this is going to blow up over and over and over again because of this whole piecemeal way that the exhibits are going to come out. Sadly, they're not just going to come out in one big batch and nicely organized and on a website or a Dropbox or something so that everyone can see them like in normal land. They're going to come out like this. Right? So a piece of them's going to come out. Some YouTuber's going to get them. Whoever knows like what side they're going to be on, right? They're going to come out and then everyone's going to flock to see it in one place. They're going to have one-sided commentary and then other people are going to get it and it's going to be on another channel and then there's going to be that commentary. And then a bunch of people are going to see it that have no idea about the case at all. And then the mainstream media is going to get onto it and they're going to expose it and give their side of it. And then it's all going to die down a little bit for a while. And then something else is going to come out. Right? And people will have forgotten about it for a little bit and it's all going to need explaining again. Right? And every single time it's going to be more inflammatory. It's not going to get better. It's going to get worse. You freaking noobs. Well, it's not ideal. It's certainly not ideal. It's not good for his appeal at all. And I feel like Judge Gold knows this. And that's why she's held it all back. And, well, I mean, the exhibits are supposedly in with the appeals court now. So let's hope they just release it all in one go. He sounds nothing like the down the hill guy on the bridge. Okay, this is going to be an interesting discussion point today because there are a lot of people who think that he sounds a lot like the down the hill guy. Now there's this person who says he sounds nothing like the down the hill guy. I want you guys to honestly tell me what you all think. Down the hill, he is guilty. Your statement is a fallacy. Due to the very rare cases, this is a new age thought. You cannot and will not be convicted of a crime that lacks evidence. Oh, yeah. How funny is that? Oh dear. C302. Oh, C302. I wish you would be in chat right now, C302, SEA302. You are so deluded. Oh dear. Oh, C302. Where do you live? On another planet? Dear me. Look, here's the thing. Guys, don't hate me, but I actually think it does sound a bit like him, but I don't think that means anything. Um, I put the audio together yesterday. I was going to just do a little experiment. I did a little experiment yesterday. I put some audio of him saying down the from the interrogation, uh, the interview, the early part, the interview with the down the hill audio, and he says down the with the same accent, like he's clearly from the same area as whoever Bridge Guy is, if Bridge Guy even exists. He ha- and but that doesn't mean that he's him, right? So I'm not going to like post that or put that anywhere because, like, really, I think it's irrelevant. Just because someone says down in a similar way to somebody else just means that they are from the same place. Like, he doesn't say down the way I say down. And he doesn't say down like a New Yorker or like a Southerner, I suppose. But I, I would. There'd need to be an expert voice analyst if that exists. Is that a CSI thing? I don't know if that's a real thing. But I don't think it's up to any of us to go, oh yeah, that's the same voice. Just from hearing the two things. Doesn't make any sense. Yeah, he's not a Canadian. He's not an Australian. He's from Indiana, right? So I think Bridge Guy's from Indiana, and I think Rick Allen's from Indiana. And they say down the in similar way. Doesn't mean he's the same person. Yeah, he wasn't at the trial at the same time. So it's not him. Yeah. Growing up in the US, I thought innocent until proven guilty, and better 10 guilty go free than one innocent convicted, and was how it worked. But watching LawTube the past few years, it's more the opposite. Oh, it's 100% the opposite. Absolutely. Absolutely. And Brian's next. You saw it today. If anyone watched the hearing today, you saw it. Yeah, I'm sure Brad Holder does sound like BG2. I would think that most men of that age in that area would say down the in a similar way. So yeah, I bet speech pathologists would have a better idea. An audiologist, there'd be an audio technician who could get the sound waves and line them up next to one another. I don't know if that's a CSI thing or not, guys. I don't know if that's real, but it's not up to just like a commenter on YouTube, regular layperson, to go, oh yeah, that's 100% a match. 100% match. Guilty. Guilty. Oh, Maddie B, don't care about Hella. The Jannies are cool though. Yeah, sweep some more, sweep some more. Hey, Caleb. Half Irish. Obviously not. He didn't say, sorry, go down the hill. Go down the hill. Yeah, the accents are very. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say. So, yeah, I put the two together, and I mean, I can play it if you want, but I think that someone's probably going to clip it and they're going to go, oh, look, it's a match. So, probably don't want to. The main reason, okay, so we're back to people trying to explain to the commenter why there's even a movement for his innocence. So the main reason is other people confessed to the crime and their details actually matched the crime scene, but any third-party defense was denied by the judge, so the jury never heard about alternative suspects. That is a good explanation. I put a little likey on that one. Finally, someone has come along and given a good explanation. Good explanation. Yes. Thank you to Noodles 5004. What got me questioning things is all the secrecy around the trial and some of the decisions the judge made before the trial. There was evidence that could have supported that these murders were cult-related, and his defense team took this before the judge, and the judge told them they weren't allowed to present this as a defense at his trial. Like what? And I'm pretty sure the judge made that same decision about another defense possibility that was taken before the court, but I can't remember for sure. It's absolutely crazy that his judge would tell his attorneys that they can't present their defense, and again, there was a ton of secrecy around the trial, which was really odd. Oh, I think this is a crank. Odd. There's also the fact that they left this man alone for years after he came forward and told them he was there. They didn't find him to be a suspect, but after all these years passed and the pressure to close the case was building up, suddenly he's on the radar to the point that they're able to get a warrant to search his home based on what evidence? The fact that he said he was there that day doesn't add up. I was on the fence about his guilt or innocence until I watched these interrogation videos. So, ooh, I spent way too much time watching interrogations, and guilty behavior is easy to spot. This man's behavior, his words, his tone, everything about these interrogations convinced me he's innocent. I just can't wrap my head around the bullet. Oh, mate, come on. That bit's easy. But I did some digging and found out that ballistics isn't a perfect science. Oh, good. So it could maybe be a mistake? ... question mark? Yeah, don't worry yourself about that, Vanessa. Wow. Okay, that's a really good comment. So this person really understands the issues that led up to the wrongful evidence at trial, or lack of. I find it really interesting that this Vanessa was on the fence until she saw the interrogation videos. And now she's decided that he's innocent. Wow. I do agree with you. I see supporters of channels agreeing with channels' narratives all the time. I actually quit watching Drip Drop's videos because of that. He started telling us whether a person was innocent or guilty, and the comment section was jam-packed with people following his lead. I try to stick to interrogation channels that are neutral, but in this case, I do share Drip's opinion. I think the guy is innocent. Okay, so it seems like Drip Drop is pushing the innocent narrative. Okay, good. He tends to do that. He likes wrongful convictions. He likes to show wrongful convictions, and he did that for Zach Anderson. Good for him. Yeah, he did show Zach Anderson's interrogation videos and tried to show people that he was he'd been wrongfully convicted. Okay. You're so right. This channel is crazy. Drip Drop knows what he's doing. He's a troll. Okay, this is silly. Oh, he's from Mexico, Indiana. Yeah. Even the jury ignored the bullet. Absolutely right. Even the jury ignored the bullet. Okay, now I'm going to move on to somebody that we all know. One of our favorites. Oh, Miss Coffin Slapper. Coffin Coffer. Liquor Digger. For fun. So for your consideration, monotone, zero emotion, shock from his wife, Hashtag Delphi, hashtag Richard Allen, hashtag confessions. Now, Jenny C generally wasn't too bad on this case. Like, she thought that he didn't get a fair trial. So,
What's going on, sweetheart?
what's she playing?
I
did it.
You did
No,
what?
I did it.
What?
I killed Abby. I killed Abby and Libby.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't, Darren.
Yes, I did.
Don't say
I don't know why.
No, you didn't.
Yeah. Monotone, zero emotion, shock from his wife. What's she trying to get at? What's she trying to get at? Let's see. Do you remember when you told us Ron Logan did it? And I discussed in detail. It's Judge Jessica. It's almost like he's drugged beyond belief by a deranged Grey Hughes superfan and being babysat by felons who are promised early release for extracting confessions. I've got someone here listening to me. Yeah, if you've listened to the jail calls, you'll notice that he at times he seems to be talking to somebody else in the room. Like he's like, what? Okay. Like that. You can hear him talk away from the phone and be like, okay, is that like kind of like, is that okay? Like he's seeking approval from somebody. So, I mean, it's not surprising that there'd be somebody else there. There'd be somebody like guarding him. Grey Hughes superfans. That's kind of funny. I think she's referring to Dr. Waller there. Abby, Libby, and their families deserve justice. I just don't think they got this verdict right. Yeah. Where'd you get his jailhouse calls? I want to hear more of them. Well, of course. Richard Allen is bot BG. Free Richard Allen. That's cool. Guilty! I wonder how many individuals would survive what Rick went through in prison, and God only knows what he continues to go through. Okay, so the comments here are fairly pro Richard Allen, talking about how he's under duress, etc. One phone call to his mother was very revealing. He tells her that he wouldn't be saying he did do it unless he did. He repeats that in 2 variations in that same phone call. She says they are doing things to you in there. He says, no, they aren't, Mum. Okay. Someone replies, if someone is standing next to you, forcing you to confess by threatening your family, that's exactly what you'd say and how you'd say it. Did you happen to notice at the very end, and after he said goodbye, he said, okay, that's what I was talking about. As if he was talking to someone else. Listen to it again. Yeah, that's what I meant. So he does seem to be seeking approval for his words in those confession ones, but I don't think the jury paid any attention to that. And thank you, Harp Irish. Yes, please become a member. It really helps the channel. It helps me to continue doing this. Helps me to cover all my ridiculously expensive subscriptions. Oh my God, have you guys seen how much StreamYard has gone up to? It's like quadrupled. You going to bed, David? I'm off to bed. I'll catch the rest on replay. Cool. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Let's have a bit more of a look at what people are saying. So I do want to play this one.
Under my wife. You're gonna pay for what you do under my wife.
What am I
If
doing?
you wanna
What?
fuck with me, but you leave my wife out of this. Fuck, leave me out of it.
No, you're involved in this. You're fucking rounds there, Rick.
No, it's
I can
not.
see you're getting pissed off. I understand.
I am pissed off. Did you not see my wife?
Did you not see these fucking 2 girls dead? No, that's what happened. You got fucking pissed off, Adam. You fucking dragged them down a fucking hill, and you fucking killed. Don't fucking tell me you didn't.
I didn't kill anybody.
Bullshit.
My God. Well, that's Jerry Holman, guys. That is Jerry Holman trying to get the truth, supposedly, out of Richard Allen. Yes, Jenna Justice DeBlanc says, the worst of Jerry Holman, ladies and gentlemen. Side note, there's 2 parts that black out. Keep watching. Would love to know what was redacted. Yeah, okay. So this is blackout. Keep watching.
That's it for a reason, not because
You guys are trying to kill somebody.
You're trying to tell me that I'm not making this fucking round shit up, Rick. It is what it is.
I'm done talking. Arrest me.
Happy to. Be fucking happy to, because I tried to fucking help you and you wouldn't fucking do it.
I'm
you're
trying to
helping
help
me.
you. 2 parts to blackout. Here's the second part.
Guilty, and I know it, and I'm gonna fucking prove it.
Okay.
And I'm not paying for any of this shit. You're paying. This is on you. This ain't on me. It's fucking on you, Rick. You had your fucking...
Right. They'll show the full video at Jerry Holman's trial. Yeah, that'd be nice. What's that interrogation technique we looked at, Hella? It's called the Reid technique, R-E-I-D. Yeah. It's Andrea's explained it in detail. The day actually that was it Mullins was interviewed and he spoke about the Reid technique. They're allowed to lie. They're allowed to bully like that. They're allowed to do basically anything in order to get a confession out of the suspect. So, and that's what they're doing. And that's after hours and hours of interrogation. So the idea is to get a confession out of the suspect. They will harangue them like that. They will interrupt them. So as they are saying that they didn't do it, they know nothing about it, they just interrupt and interrupt and interrupt. And they'll start by acting like that they're their friend, that they're trying to help them. You're not a bad guy, all that kind of stuff. And then they'll build up and build up to that point. And that a lot of people give in, but he never gave in. Rick Allen never gave in and said that he had anything to do with it because he just didn't. Right? So generally, if there's anything to give into, they might give in a bit, but he didn't give in, right? They cannot threaten harm. No, they're not supposed to threaten to like hurt them. But they can lie. They can lie and lie and lie. But what they can do also, though, is that they can like make him very uncomfortable. So they can sort of make him go without cigarettes, food, and things like that. They can give him a little bit of food, but they can put him on an uncomfortable chair and all that kind of thing, and just make life really, really difficult. So, yeah. Odd behavior detector specialist. That lovely officer detective represents the state, is i.e. the people, i.e. us. Yeah, exactly. Holman just matching energy, having a complete temper tantrum because Rick won't match his energy. What did he say? They also blacked out 2 minutes of Rick saying he didn't murder 2 little girls. Why? Yeah. According to what was reported from the trial, references to Rick refusing to take a polygraph as it was deemed prejudicial. Interesting. I wonder if that's true. I wouldn't take a polygraph, no matter what I'd done or not done, because who knows what's going to come off a polygraph. You can't trust a polygraph. Who would take a polygraph? Like, if you're innocent, like say you're completely innocent of something, right? And you are sitting there in a situation like that, and you've got like someone yelling at you and you're stressed out, would you ask for a polygraph? Put 1 in chat if you would say yes to a polygraph. Put 2 in chat if you'd say no. 1 yes to a polygraph, 2 no to a polygraph. Like, really? I would be like, fuck polygraph, fuck that. Now, Tom Webster. Now, he's the man who was blessed to receive these exhibits first. We've got a lot of 2s. Yeah. I wouldn't take a polygraph, no way. Yeah. No pee breaks, that's another one. Yeah. That angle was pretty yeah. And Holman's a big, fat, donut-eating, nasty motherfucker. He's tall, too. Mavka always has to go against the grain. Mavka, I could have said for sure you'd say 1. In fact, I'm surprised you didn't say 69. 2. Don't talk to cops. 2. 1. Sean said 1. Darley said 69. Of course he did. Attaboy. Of course Darley did. Oh dear. Mavka would do it just for the experience and say he did, yeah. Mavka would say he did anyway. All right, so guys, Tom Webster. If you haven't heard of Tom Webster, I hadn't heard of Tom Webster until this, but apparently he's some sort of celebrity now. All right, he got invited to be on some channel, I don't know, maybe Court TV or something, or some mainstream media channel, I don't even know. He was the first to get these exhibits. And a lot of other people were like, how come you were the first to get the exhibits? How come Tom Webster got the exhibits? Because he's a bit of a guilter. Right? Yeah, who? Exactly. I was like, who? This guy. All right, so Tom Webster, this guy. The Tom Webster. He's even got a "the" at the beginning of his X handle. That makes him important. I don't want to throw too much shade at him because at least he got the exhibits. He reckons the reason he got the exhibits first is because he didn't ask for too much and he was very specific in his request. He sent his $25 off to Jody, not the clerk of court, she's the court reporter, remember? And he only asked for, I think, 4 specific things. The interview on that particular date in October, I think it was, in 2023, and then the interrogation with Jerry Holman and the jail calls between Rick Allen and his mother and his wife. Listed those 4 things out. So he didn't ask for too much. He didn't ask for this whopping giant list, right? He thinks that might be why he got them first. Not because he's, like, pro-state. Okay. Whatever. Ginny. He uploaded after Crime Circus. Oh, really? Well, see, what happened, though, was he went live with all of this stuff, but with commentary. So that was the first people saw of it. But in terms of uploading it just raw so that people could watch it without him talking over the top of it, yeah, Crime Circus may have put that up first. I don't know. So yeah, people were kind of annoyed because they were like, well, I can't watch it without him talking over it. Are you going to release it so we can all see it? Yeah. Okay, so let's see. He's put some like shorts with commentary out since then. So let's see what he has to say. So audio, Richard Allen tells his wife that he killed Abby and Libby. Okay, let's go. I suppose. Hello? Why can't we hear it? Oh.
Honey,
Yeah.
are you there? Are you there?
Yes, babe. Yeah, babe.
What's going on?
I just wanted to apologize to you.
What's going on, sweetheart? Are you
I
not
did
feeling
it.
well? You did
No,
what?
I did it.
What?
I killed Abby. I killed Abby and Libby.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't, Darren.
Yes, I did.
Don't say
I
you
don't know
didn't.
why.
No, you didn't. Honey,
Yeah.
are you there? Are you there?
Yes, babe. Yeah, babe.
What's going on?
I just wanted to apologize to you.
Okay. So let's have a look at what people are saying to him. Okay, there's Oksana. First of all, thank you for sharing all of that with us as soon as you received it. All of it, late into the night. I'm sure tons of people appreciate it. Can't lie, it was frustrating to realize that the first person to receive exhibits was someone from the Alan is guilty camp. But it's just a selfishly motivated thought. Not your fault again and again. I am thankful you shared them right away. But most importantly, Tom, even you don't believe that man sounds and looks anything but innocent. Yeah, right. No one in their right mind would watch either interrogation and think it is a guilty man. No one. Plus the voice, in what reality did BG have a slight lisp and soft voice? Different accent too. It's crazy to me to think anyone would listen to the interrogation and think, oh, 100% BG, zero people with intellectual honesty. Okay, I really love Oksana. I think she's fantastic and she has a really great way of wording things. I think she is living in a bit of an echo chamber, though, with this comment. She's not looking at what other people are saying because literally hundreds of people are saying these things. Literally hundreds of people are saying that he sounds exactly like BG. That they're saying that that is the guy, that he looks guilty, etc. So Oksana, I'm sorry, mate. I really love you, but you're wrong. You need to look outside of your point of view. I hate saying that. His voice is his voice is a little higher, yes, but it's not a different accent. It's the same accent. He says down exactly the same way. That doesn't mean anything, though, right? Lots of people have the same accent. Yeah. This is the other thing, right? So there's footage of him having interviews with his attorneys, that not just attorneys, there's some other footage there's also the incel footage, right? Now, was it Tom Webster, I think, who said that footage will never be made public, possibly because it contains nudity and things like that, but doesn't mean that all of it can't be made public, or some of it can't be. So I don't see why there can't be any of it made public. Oh, hey, Candy M. How's it going? Yeah, so I was just disagreeing with Oksana here, and I hate to disagree with her because I just think she's wonderful. But I just think that this is an example. This is why I'm doing the stream, really, because this is an example of the confirmation bias that we have as Rick Allen supporters. We think that people think like us a lot, and they don't, right? So I'm going to say this. I'm going to read this part out again. She says, no one in their right mind would watch either interrogation and think it is a guilty man. No one. Plus the voice. In what reality did BG have a slight lisp and a soft voice? Different accent too. It's crazy to me to think anyone would listen to the interrogations and think, oh, 100% BG. Zero people with intellectual honesty. Okay, so my problem with her statement there is that anyone who is already thinking, hey, it does sound a bit like him, he does sound a bit like he's been busted. I haven't been following it all along, but to me, it doesn't look good for him. What she says sounds a bit insulting, right? Oh, you're not being intellectually honest, right? So I don't feel like that's the best way to win over people who are just coming in and are a bit on the fence. Yeah. And then True North says, this is 100% the voice on the bridge with the girl. See, this is exactly what I'm saying, right? There are people who think that. There are. Obviously, you never worked in a prison or been in prison. Oh, I hearted this one. I worked SEG for almost 4 years at Pendleton, and I'll tell you right now, something is way off about these phone calls. His speech is slow, slurred, and he is focused on someone or something around his cell in every call. That's interesting. And I like this one because this person has experience and can tell what's going on. I like it. I feel like that's actually Guy Vermectin. I feel like that's actually got some meat to it. Catherine Aldridge says, if I ever find myself in the situation of having to choose between a jury trial or a bench trial after watching the Delphi case, I would pick a bench trial every time. What is the state of education in Indiana? Because after listening to this evidence, how can anyone convict? Well, I don't know if this Catherine Aldridge knows the case very well, but Judge Gull wouldn't be the best person to have a bench trial with. But I agree, though. Generally, I would take a bench trial any day. I would not trust my fate to a jury. I'd take my chances with the judge. Great job getting these calls and videos. Bravo. You out-reported the reporters and YouTube grifters. Isn't it interesting how, like, if you support a certain YouTuber, they're not a grifter. But if you don't support them, they become a grifter? What's with that? It's like, people call me a grifter. I make fucking nothing, right? Because they hate me, right? Or Andrea. They call Andrea a grifter because they don't like her takes. But then, like, they weren't. This guy here, he's like, oh, you out-reported the YouTube grifters. How is this guy not a grifter, Tom Webster? Right? How does he get a pass for not being a grifter? It just makes no sense. The term grifter is so stupid. It's just the dumbest term. It's like anyone making any money off anything in the whole world is a grifter. Yeah, right? Please pay me some money. I'm a grifter. Shame on you, Tom Webster. You know what torture that man went through in prison. You were at the trial and heard evidence of his isolation and abuse. This man has never been in prison in his life and for months was deprived of human contact and given crazy making meds. Oh, let's see what people say to that. Actually, I think Tommy W. left before the defense's case in chief. Oh, apparently he did. He was the one who left after the state's case. Called out. Shame on you, Judy. You know what torture those two little girls went through when this animal murdered them. Oh my God. He was found guilty. Andrea, wrong account. Oh, someone thinks she's Andrea. Oh God, this is so stupid. No, no, you heard exaggerations of the truth by defense lawyers who damn lucky they weren't disbarred for leaking crime scene photos of two dead kids that could have tainted the jury. Taint has entered the chat, guys. There is literally zero evidence whatsoever that man was mistreated aside from idiots online. Oops. Oh, who'd you call an idiot? Oh. Are you on acid? He was making 2 to 3 phone calls a day, talked to his therapist daily, and always had a person by his side. What isolation? Oh dear. Oh, let's talk about that, shall we? His therapist, she was just a lovely piece of work, wasn't she? She was lovely. She was a Grey Hughes fangirl. Yeah, and she was telling him all about the van and the box cutters. And she thought he was just faking it. Yeah, that was Dr. Waller. And what about those guards, right? Those guards with the Odin patches. In Odin we trust. Yeah, they were lovely too. They'd love to tase him. They did all sorts of fun stuff. He was having a grand old time, Rick. Having a grand time. Yeah, no isolation for Rick. It was just a summer camp. Dear me. I don't know what we're getting so upset about. Okay. Now I want to go to just a minute. Back to my playlist. No, not that. Just a second. Two seconds, guys. I want to go to mainstream media. Mainstream media, because they're also got this stuff up.
Which means absolutely nothing to you.
So, no, not them. That's Tom Webster. Who have we got? We have, what's WRTV? Richard Allen. Thought I had it on my playlist. Interrogation. Do we have a WRTV?
This is a property record and receipt form, which means absolutely nothing to you.
Yep, all right. So now, WTHR, sorry. WTHR is a local affiliate. Okay, so I want to look at some sort of normies, all right? So some people who are like just your regular people who are commenting on the interrogations, having seen them for the first time, and see what they have to say, hey? So let's have a bit of a look. Go away, Nate Eaton. Oh, look. It's terrifying to see how broken our justice system truly is. Never speak to a police officer. Get a lawyer first. Oh, that's good. Huh. It's terrifying you don't get all the evidence before commenting. Watch when his wife comes in. She knows he is lying, and he knows she knows. He's guilty, and the jury who saw all the evidence agrees. It's terrifying. You think you know what other people are thinking. That's delusional. Or maybe don't commit such horrendous crimes. Get an attorney after you admitted being there. Lol. Not suspicious at all. Oh my god, ready? Narcissistic people believe they can fool the police. Okay, I never thought that Rick Allen would be a narcissist. But there you go. I was waiting for it. I was waiting for it, and now there it is. There it is. The time frame is so small, actually just a few minutes, and even R.A. admitted that he did not see another male that day. Plus, R.A. admitted the white van, and there was a white van at that exact time. Did you just ignore R.A.'s bullet in between Abby and Libby? Do you think he's innocent or something? It was not broken in this case. He's the killer. Without a lawyer present, with or without a lawyer present, it's still his gun cartridge and his voice. Lol, if you want to play dumb like Kathy, go ahead. He is still guilty. Anyone with half a brain can see what's going on in that room. Go back to sending your money to Kathy, Karen Reed, and Avery. What is that comment about the bullet? Was there a bullet found near the girls that matched some? Okay, yes. Beautiful, wonderful. So, part of the state's case, and actually, the one juror who came out to speak said that she didn't even consider this testimony because she didn't consider that it was that the science really stood up for this one. But yes, there was a bullet supposedly found between the two girls, an unspent round, and they had some ballistics expert, Michelle Oberg, testify to it matching a gun that belonged to the defendant. And the way they did the test to show whether it matched, she actually couldn't get it to show a match the first time. So what she did was she fired the gun to get a more solid impression, which is that's not what an unspent round is. An unspent round is an unspent round. It's not a fired round, right? And so supposedly that showed the same indentations that were in the inside of the gun. I'm not a gun person, clearly. But they showed side by side these indentations and said that it's a match. The tool markings are a match. And that was their proof that the gun matched this unspent round, which was between the two girls. He was carrying a gun that day. Not illegal to carry a gun, but he was carrying a Sig Sauer, I believe. Yes, absolutely, hocus pocus ballistics. In fact, the day that those that testimony came out, Andrea was streaming, and Ian Runkle came onto her stream and had a giant rant with her about it because, like, she told him about what happened, and he said that's actually a mismatch. What she did in order to prove that it was a match actually proved a mismatch by doing the by shooting the gun. That negates the whole process. So it should have been thrown out. Like, the whole testimony should have been thrown out. But in the end, the one juror who came out and spoke about it said that she wasn't even convinced by that part of the evidence. So yeah. No, he was carrying a gun that day. he was carrying a gun that day, but he said he usually carries a gun when he goes mushroom hunting or out in the woods. It was pseudoscientific conclusions that aren't even supported by experts in pseudoscience. Yeah, exactly, Nick. Exactly. It's not kind of odd, though. It's not kind of odd. I mean, you're allowed to carry a gun. There was some testimony about why. He said he wasn't carrying a gun. Someone correct me. I believe that he was. And there was some testimony about that in the trial. Hey, Kat, you can correct me. Was he carrying a gun that day, or would he just have had an unspent round in his pocket? I thought he was carrying a gun. Help me out. I remember there being some testimony about him carrying a gun. Yeah, I thought he was carrying a gun because he there was some talk about him being potentially, yeah, he said he carried when he was hunting or fishing, and he said he might, but not that day. He might what? Cat will definitely know. Right, mushroom hunt fish, yeah. But we just proved that it wasn't necessarily his. Oh, it definitely, like, there's no proof it was his bullet. No proof at all. Hey, Patty B, how are you? He didn't usually carry. It wasn't like always. He wasn't always carrying a gun. Absolutely not. Kat, do we know if he was definitely carrying a gun that day? Thank you. We'll come back to you. This is very false. If he is guilty, this is clearly a person who has the ability to look 100% honest and clear about his standpoint. So you saying every person with a set of eyes can see what's going on in that room is nonsense. He appears very confident and unbothered. Okay, it's very interesting. Like, there's been a lot of people doubling down. Obviously, I expected a lot of people to double down, but I wasn't expecting there to be many people changing their mind. There have been some people. There have been a few. R.A.'s demeanor, his voice and facial mannerisms truly is that of a complete innocent person. He changed his story multiple times and changed the time he was at the bridge. Innocent people do not change their story or alibi. Okay, when? When did he change the time he was there? He didn't. They changed it for him. They changed it for him. They changed it to 1:30 to 3:30. That wasn't him. So, Kat, if he never carries unless fishing or mushroom hunting, like, does that mean that he didn't have it with him that day? Did he specifically say he didn't have it with him that day, or did he not remember, or what? Because I remember there being some talk of him actually having it with him that day, and because he was depressed and stuff, and that was a concern. There was some concern over like whether or not why he was carrying it that day. What was he doing there that day? Just going for a walk. To clear his head, look at the fish. Yeah, just went for a walk. He said he didn't carry his gun. But the other thing was, there was an unspent round on his dresser. Who's to say there couldn't have been one in his pocket? But who's to say it was even his there? He might not have had anything. There might not have been anything to do with him and his gun there. Oh, yeah. Crappy timing for him, but people say, like, but he put himself there. He told the police he was there, right? And the reason he probably told the police he was there was because there was this photo that was circulating and people were asking, and he knew that people had seen him, so he told the police he was there because he had to, right? But no, he went there for a walk and he told the police he was there because he did the right thing. Like, if there's a tip line, and if you know anything, then you call the tip line. Called the tip line and said, I saw 3 girls walking that day. Probably 3 completely different other girls. There were other girls out there walking that day. They planted it. Yeah. Oh, the unspent round was not the same brand as the one in the house. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Kathy encouraged him to go let them know he was there. Yeah. Yeah. In his interrogation video, he said that he didn't have his gun on him that day and only wore it for mushroom hunting or fishing. They tried to convince him that he was carrying it that day. Yeah, I thought it came in at trial that he was. But anyway. Hello, Sarita. I had an alarm set, but it was for AM, so late. How are you? They planted the one in the keepsake, which matched the scene, but not the others in his house. I don't know about that. Trials to transformation. It's possible. It's possible. But, I mean, the bullet is such a... if they did plant it, it's such a silly thing to plant. Because there was no gunshot. Like, there was no... Like, they weren't shot. Right? It just seems like a really dumb thing to plant. Like, every time anyone's ever heard about this bullet, like I've told people about this bullet, they've always gone to me, oh, but were they shot? No. Oh, well, what's with the bullet? It just doesn't make any sense. So, yeah, this is weird. So I don't get it. It just seems like a really odd thing to plant at a crime scene, but okay. I mean, I don't believe it's his. I don't believe it's his. Maybe there really was a bullet there and they used this junk science to tie it back to him. Don't know. Didn't Ron Logan own one of those 6 hours? Yeah, he did not change anything. As far as the times are concerned, he didn't change anything. This person's right, Dorothy Gale. He did not change anything. Yes, he did. He changed the times from what he told Dan the day after, and then on October 22, he subtracted 2 hours. That's not right. He didn't tell Dan Doolan that he was there later. He always said around 12 to 1:30, didn't he? Or 12:30 to 1:30. Dan Doolan, who didn't even manage to write down his name correctly. Yeah, let's take that guy's note as gospel. Dude who was legally convicted is in flat-out denial. He regretted it and tried to move on, but that is not how it works. Do the crime, do the time, take the punishment. 2 children were murdered, 0 sympathy. Yeah. Guys, he called his wife. He literally told her he did it. Then his wife tried to convince him that he didn't, even though she wasn't there. So how would she know the truth? When you listen to the call, it's obvious that he was legitimately trying to confess to her, but his wife couldn't swallow the gravity of it. So she basically gives him an out and says that they are screwing with your meds. I don't want to believe it either, but you can literally listen to the confession. To me, it doesn't sound like he is confused or anything. It sounds like he is trying to finally tell his wife the truth. He even says he doesn't know why he did it, but he did it. As I listened to him, I clearly heard in the tone of his speech down the hill. Maybe you wanted to hear that. You can literally hear nothing. You haven't a clue of the fear that was running through his blood, do you? I have a rather unique type of gift. It's called obvious. It's in this video around the 30-minute mark. He literally tells his wife he did it. I don't know what you were talking about. Okay. Just 2 seconds. All right, I want to jump to this one. This person says his wife would have to recognize his voice and the clothes he was wearing. She has to know in her heart. I found that one interesting because this person's trying to say that his wife must also really know that he's guilty, right? But I see this another way. So Kathy would have known right from the very start whether that picture of Bridge Guy was him, right? So this person's right. She would have known from the beginning, absolutely 100%, whether it was him or not. Yeah, at least whether the Bridge Guy is him. She would know. Yeah. She would recognize the clothes. She would recognize the photos. She would know for sure whether that's him. So there would be no acting. Everything that we see and hear of Kathy would be 100% for real, right? So she would have known for 5 years that he did it. She would have known at least for the last 5 years that that image that's been getting around, that video that's been getting around of this guy walking and saying down the hill, that's him. Think about that for a second, right? Like, how can you not know that that's your husband's jacket, jeans, boots? Like, you would recognize that. She'd know. So if people are so busy like analyzing Richard Allen's behavior, body language, whether or not he's really what he's saying is true regarding him saying he didn't do it, etc. Look at Kathy for a second. Look at the way Kathy is crying and saying, no, it couldn't be, blah, blah, blah. After 5 years, right? After 5 years of seeing these images on the news and stuff, is that the reaction of somebody who has known all this for 5 years? I don't think so. Right? So I don't think Kathy's stupid. I think she's seen all this and she knows that that's not him. Like, at least she knows Bridge Guy's not him. She must know Bridge Guy's not him. So this person's comment really made me think. She has to know in her heart. Well, yeah, she has to know in her heart that he's not Bridge Guy. She knows logically he's not Bridge Guy. It doesn't make sense. And then this person's gone, agreed, she is delusional at this point. No. No. They're trying to delude her. And eventually it's the dissociated Richard Allen that's trying to delude her. And she's onto it, and his mum is onto it as well. They're like, No, 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 no. You're not going to try and fool me too. That's not you in that photo. We're not going to be fooled into thinking that's you. We know what you look like. We know what your clothes are. That's not you. Hey, Nate Matthews. Even when they nab you on illegal stops. Right? She has nothing if she admits that he did it to everyone. At least if she believes his delusional lies, his parents will financially support her. Oh, what? 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 His enabling mother will take care of her and put a roof over her head until she gets another job and home if she pretends to believe his lies. There's no way she didn't recognize his walk, his talk, his clothes, the fact he was on the bridge that day, the fact that he owned the same gun that was used. The list goes on. She knows. What? Okay, firstly, Kathy's got a job. I don't think she needs to be supported by Richard Allen's parents. And all this stuff about there's no way she didn't recognize his walk, his talk. How about there's no way she did recognize his walk, his talk? If she did, she would have known and she wouldn't have looked so shocked and just in disbelief. And not just in disbelief at the time of the interviews and interrogations, but throughout all of the phone calls. People just have just like closed minds. This doesn't even sound like the guy on the bridge. Yeah, bridge guy is a deeper voice. Also, did Rick even mention that he saw them that day? No, he didn't see them that day. Doesn't even sound like bridge guy. Bridge guy has a deeper voice. Yeah. He overcompensated his story, admitting he's seen 3 girls on the bridge that day. That is another one of his half-truths. He was there, but only when went to the first landing on the bridge. He was there, but didn't have his gun. He was there, but saw 3 girls, not 2. He was there, but... No, he said all those things. He always said he only ever saw 3 girls. She knows, she just doesn't want to admit she married a monster. Look, that's the okay. Let's play devil's advocate for a minute. Let's say he did do it for 1 minute. If he did, and she saw that image all the way back in 2017 and went, "Oh God, that's my husband." She's a damn fine actress, I tell you what. But she has therefore lived with him for 5 years, seeing the news, seeing that photo up there and that video, living with him, knowing all that, and said nothing, and just gone, okay, cool, no problem. And then when they called him in 2022, walked along in with him and gone, I don't believe any of this stuff. What's going on? Right? So that makes her completely complicit. Right? I don't believe that for a second. No. No. That doesn't make any sense at all. Ron Logan didn't have a deep voice either, but sure, like, to ignore the fact, to blame him and paint Ricky as a victim, lol, yeah. Watch the interrogation videos. He speaks in his normal voice. He's speaking in a whiny tone on these calls, but he speaks normally in the interrogation videos. See, this is just what happens. They are. Kay Jones. Thank you, Court of Public Opinion. You're so lovely. That chapter did an honest dissection of this. Millions of people now know how many Odinists are at the jail in the cops and are involved in this. No hate to Nick. He would never condone. Would never condone what, Nate Matthews? Never condone what? I'm completely shocked there are people that actually think this monster is innocent. Mind-blowing. He can't get relief from confessing because these women are refusing his confession. Trust me, he's getting plenty of relief from them thinking he's a better person than that when he isn't. Not that he deserves any relief at all. He knows that it doesn't matter what he tells them. They'll always be there and fight for him. He's confessing for himself, not for those baby girls or their families. He knows all the evidence is pointing at him. He just wants to know if he'll still be loved and cared about after his guilt is proven. I'm hoping his mum and wife get a grip on reality soon. This man deserves to be rotting in jail alone with nothing but his demons to keep him company. Yeah. Okay. One more thing I want to look at. There was a comment on this one I thought was interesting. What gets me is his video walking on the bridge has been out for years. How could she not see that video? Yeah. She might have seen it and was scared to believe it. I want to know why he wasn't a suspect from the beginning. If they have the evidence they claim to have, why didn't they have it back then? What changed? Well, there's a certain lady called Kathy Shank. She'll eat your lunch. Thanks to Twist Media for convincing Joel Gull to release the exhibits. Oh, I guess they did kind of. Oh, look at this person. So people are still saying that there's no evidence against Richard and dispute the cartridge. But how do you explain him being at the scene, in the right clothes, at the right time, the right stature and body type to match BG, the right voice matching BG? Not to mention he confessed over 60 times in different states of mind, medicated and unmedicated, has the right gun and keeps a creepy keepsake bullet that just happens to be an identical round to the one in evidence. But we're going to just ignore all of that on the small chance of perhaps a conspiracy involving an entire network of white supremacists creating this intricate plot to take down an innocent pharmacist so they can kill 2 white girls. Dude, if everything was allowed into trial that should have been allowed into trial, maybe we could consider your rant. But it wasn't. So shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Yeah? Maybe if you wanted to spend 13 months in a bright little room, being fed on garbage, being yelled at, being tased, being drugged, we'll see how you go. He seems so relaxed in these videos. He seems like he's truly trying to help figure things out. His body language suggests he's truthful. And it's something you see so often, Kay Jones. It's so sad that people think that it's going to help them to talk to police. It's the right thing to do, to just sit there and talk to them and help them. It's just not. It's just not. They're just such evil assholes. They're not there to help you. Yeah, this person said it right. Guilty or not, the detective is not trying to help you. Don't say anything except I want an attorney. Yes, 100%. Oh, look at this. He is so manipulative with his wife, it makes me sick. He knows exactly what he is doing. And look at this man. His body language was screaming guilty when he was talking to his wife. Anyone who thinks RA is innocent is completely in denial. Shake my head. He's BG all the way. Kathy catches him in a lie and he changes the subject real quick. Never once told her he is not the guy in the picture. Kathy doesn't believe a word he's saying. Okay, so they're talking about the moment when, right near the end, where Kathy says, you didn't tell me that you went out there, that you were out there on the trails that day, right? And I believe it's a miscommunication between the two of them, or the police have been in her ear telling her a bunch of false facts or lies or something, and gotten her confused. Because remember, it was 5 years earlier. Yeah, Kathy was likely confused about what the cops were saying. Yeah. And she's come in and go, oh, but you didn't tell me that. And it sounds like he's lied to her when it's probably not even close to the fact. It's just a miscommunication. But people are making out like there's this big lie. In fact, this has been brought up prior by Becky Patty, I believe, in an interview. The thing that happened that really got me was when Kathy came in and she said that you didn't tell me that you were on the trails that day, and she caught him in that lie. I think too much is being read into that. It was a really stressful situation. You could tell at that moment that's a really stressful situation. Sure, Ellie fed Kathy with all kinds of BS. Yeah. I look like Tori Amos. Okay, that's all right. Yes, it's all from 5 years later. He totally looks guilty when he's talking to her. Crazy. They have known each other since kids. She knows he is lying and he knows it too. Wish he would took a plea and none of this circus would have happened. Yeah, Kathy told him to call police to say he was there. So that falls flat on its face, yeah. You know I'm not the kind of guy who could do something like this, right? But not, I absolutely have nothing at all to do with these murders. What do you want him to say? RA is using his wife and also mother's love to exonerate him without him having to tell her what actually happened or denying it directly, which he knows she'll be able to see the real deception in his eyes. Yeah, he goes, no, I told you, oh, I love you, baby, totally stop mid-sentence. What lie? Did you watch the video? Kathy said, you never told me you were on the bridge. Okay. What are these people commenting on? Let me see if I can find the actual part of the video. It's just up here. It's right near the end. This bit.
I'm not gonna say I did something I didn't do. I'm not.
Actually, it's a bit later. She's crying at the time. She comes back in. Hang on.
even seen those girls. Period. And I didn't even
Actually,
have my
I've got a
gun
way of
that
finding
day.
it.
So that's what I'm trying to say. I don't know how to make that any clearer. I don't know how to make that any clearer. I don't know how to make somebody understand. I get what he's saying. I don't have a way to explain it.
Hey Nick, how are
There's a
you?
witness that said it was you out there.
Dear, I don't know
And I'm
what.
like, how do they know it was you?
Oh,
And
this might be
they
it
said
here.
they showed her a picture. And I'm like, of course you were out there.
If they see me out there, they see me out there, dear. And I
But
told
were you
them.
on the bridge?
I told them I was on the bridge. I went out to the first trestle.
Oh, okay.
That first
I
thing
don't
that.
remember you telling me that.
Oh, that's it.
You told me you weren't, so I told you weren't on it. But I didn't.
It doesn't, hon, you're not in any trouble. You didn't do anything. I didn't do anything.
Tell him, right?
Huh?
I didn't know you were on it. I'm sorry.
Hey, that's what it is. Yep, okay. So I didn't know you were there on it. I'm sorry. I'll just go back a
Don't
couple.
worry about any trouble. You didn't do anything. I didn't do anything.
Tell him, right?
Huh?
I didn't know you were on it. I'm sorry.
I'll just go back to there.
But I'm like, of course.
Dear, I don't
And
know
I'm
what.
like, how did they know it was you? So they said they showed her a picture. But I'm like, of course you were out there.
If they see me out there, they see me out there, dear. And I
But
told
were you
them.
on the bridge?
I told them I was on the bridge. I went out to the first trestle.
Oh, okay.
That first
I
thing
don't
that.
remember you telling me that. You told me you weren't, so I told you weren't on it. But I didn't.
It doesn't, hon, you're not in any trouble. You didn't do anything. I didn't do anything.
Tell him, right?
Huh?
I didn't know you were on it. I'm sorry.
Well, don't worry about it.
You told
Hon,
me you weren't.
huh?
You told me you weren't, so I just was.
No.
Mavka,
I
stop
told
it.
you that I walked.
Okay.
I love you, baby.
That's his wife. Yes, beautiful, waterfall.
I don't know what they're trying to do, but I know that that's not what I told you. And I love you. And it's just, they're not gonna get away with this. This is exactly what I would never want for you, and there's nothing I can do about it. I'm not gonna say I did something I didn't do. I'm not.
Yeah.
And I know you know me, and I know you know that I would never do this. All I can say, hon, is you know me. I know, and I know you know me, and I know you. And what they're doing to you right now, I'm not okay with this at all. And they know it, but they're gonna do what they're gonna do. I'm just sorry you're having to hurt. I'm sorry I'm having to go through it. I mean, it's like I told them, the damage is already done. You've already talked to people I work with, you talked to neighbors of mine, and I care about what people think. You know I care about what people think.
No.
Hell, I have enough trouble not trying to believe that people think. Half the time I just think they think what I'm thinking. You know what I'm talking about. I'm always worried about what Jory thinks, or
I know.
And they're trying to, talk about my anxiety and depression and shit. And, I tried to explain to them it's been going on for 7, 8 years. Hell, I've had it my whole life. They want me to tell them that I did it. And I'm not going to. I'm not going to admit to something that I didn't do. How stupid is that? I don't care what they do to me. I'm not going to admit to doing something I had nothing to do with. And I'm not going to try to explain something I can't explain, because I don't know. You tell me, because I don't know. I just know that I never even carried the gun unless we were going mushroom hunting, tromping through the woods, or fishing along the river. That's the only time I even carried it for the most part. I never even would have, hell, I haven't carried my gun and I don't even remember a time when I used to carry it. I mean, other than going fishing, like if we were going night fishing.
But how could the bullet get up there, honey? I can't understand that.
I told you, I can't either, hon. There's 2 explanations. One is, the bullet didn't come from my gun.
But did it though, honey? They got ballistics on it.
I get that. Then it didn't come from a murder scene. I don't know what else to say. I get that. I get what they're saying. What I'm telling you is, if that bullet came from my gun, there's no way it was found with their investigation for the murders. There's no way. I can't explain something I had no answer for. They want you to think that I done it. That's what this is all about. They want you to come in here and make me believe that you think I did it, and I know you don't. You know me too well. You know I'd never do something like this, or even be involved with something like this. So they're probably going to come and take you away from me and go at me again. So, just tell them you want an attorney, and they'll have to let you leave. Don't worry about me. I'm trying to, I don't know what they're doing.
An attorney. Okay. So, guys,
Yes, you do. There is no
I'll let you just watch
way
the
that
videos.
evidence is going to show that I did
Right
this.
fucking here, Red.
You got one piece of evidence
I got
that I
multiple
can't
pieces.
explain.
Multiple. I'm not showing you my whole fucking hand here.
I don't care. I'm
You
telling
should
you, I'm
care.
done
And
talking.
now you're gonna drag your fucking wife and your daughter through this because you're too fucking bullheaded to get out in front of this and admit that you made a mistake. And whatever the fuck happened out there, we'll never fucking know. Because you're too big of a fucking
So-
bullheaded. Go ahead.
So tell you I did something
Tell me
that
the
I
truth.
didn't do.
The truth, Rick. I don't want to
I've
know what
told you the truth and you don't want to hear it.
The evidence tells me otherwise. The evidence clearly indicates you're involved in this.
No,
I
it
said this-
doesn't.
It fucking does.
It doesn't. I'm telling you that there is no way that a bullet from my gun was used in these murders.
And I'm telling you that we had this fucking round on February the
understand.
14th, 2017. It's been secured in a fucking laboratory. And we've tested other guns. that people that we-
I understand
I'm
what you're
telling her.
saying.
I want her to hear this,
I
Rick.
understand what you're saying. What I'm telling you is, I can't explain something I don't understand.
Oh, the scientists
That's not
explained it for
possible.
you.
The science.
The lab analysis analysts have explained that for you. They're saying that this round, without a doubt, came from your gun.
Then
And
you,
you told
you've
me.
taken it from somewhere else then. Because it's not possible.
I did not take it from somewhere else. It was logged in, it was taken as photograph. You think we fucking went and stole your fucking round and threw it down by a fucking dead girl's foot? This ain't fucking TV. This is realistic.
I understand.
We collected that fucking item on February the 14th. We didn't take it from anywhere else but that fucking scene. And we didn't take your gun from anywhere else. We took it from your fucking house.
I'm telling you, I can't explain something.
And I'm telling you, the fucking analysts explain it. You can't get past this.
Can you please let my wife out?
Absolutely. Come on, Kathy.
I love you, baby.
Okay, people are making
Can I
a big
kiss him?
deal of this, that she doesn't put her arms out.
Do the right thing, Kathy. Tell him to do the right thing.
She knows I will.
Yeah, do the right thing.
You,
You're gonna put your
don't tell
family
her
through
what
this
to
for
do.
no reason.
Okay. All right. So I just wanted to address something. I really want to know what they did to Kathy in that room and what, because people are saying in chat, like, why did she even talk? Like, what did she say to them? Like, she obviously said to them that he told her that he wasn't out there that day. And why'd she even say that? Clearly she was mistaken or something, like, because the thing is, like, she knew he was out there that day. She told him to call in the tip line, right? So she knew he was out there that day, right? She knew he was out on the trails. So yeah, we need to get, have they got, I was thinking that myself, have they got Kathy interview tapes? I doubt it. I really doubt it. Yeah, they made her think it was possible that he told her that actually a different story, which is bullshit. Because why would he tell her a different story? She knew that he was out there. She said, hey, darling, remember that you were there that day, the day you said that you weren't out there. You got to call them and let them know anything that you know. And he did. That's how they got involved in this in the first place. So making her doubt that and then speak about it to them, and then she goes in there and says, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know that you were, and that's what caused this whole miscommunication, right? And now, well, actually not even now, at trial, it makes it look like he lied to her. Rick Allen lied to her, which he didn't. There was no miscommunication at the time. Clearly there was no miscommunication at the time because Kathy told him, hey, there's this thing that's happened. These two poor girls were murdered. You were out there that day, weren't you? You should call in and let them know of anything that you saw. And he did. He did the right thing. He called and let them know of anything he saw. So there was no miscommunication, right? Until this day, 5 years later, right? Yeah, the good old boys lied to her, manipulated her, and then she walks in there and this happened and they videoed it and they showed that in court. Kathy completely played into their hands. She completely played into their hands, and she must feel terrible. Yeah, he didn't walk the whole bridge. No, he just walked up to the first platform. He walked up to look at the fish, to see if he could see the fish. Demon's Wrath. She couldn't have known. They both shouldn't have been talking at all. Right? Neither of them should have been talking. It is. It's heartbreaking. The whole thing. It's crap. The whole thing is crap. Right? It's not really her fault. It's It's as much his fault as it is her fault that this is happening. He's the one in there talking too, right? Oh, Mavka. I know I'm being hard on Mavka, but come on. You're such a troll, Mavka. Trying not to be mad, but where's the loyalty? Why didn't she just say she wasn't there and doesn't know where he walked? Is that the problem though, Half Irish? Like, we don't know what she said, Half Irish. We don't know, right? Like, it sounds to me like they put doubt in her mind as to what he told her. It was 5 years earlier, right? So they sowed seeds of doubt in her mind as to what he told her 5 years earlier, right? And then she came in to talk to him on camera and said, I'm sorry, I didn't know I said this or whatever, right? So I don't blame her. It's a crap situation to be in. We don't know. We don't know what they said to her. Yeah. Yeah, I am still live, but I need to finish up because I got to take my little girl somewhere. Hey, Luna. Yeah, the whole thing is crap. The whole thing is crap. They went in to help the cops find a killer, yeah, and they had no idea the cops were looking for a scapegoat. And we also don't know at what point in time, they started to go at Kathy and how much she knew about what they were saying to Rick. Probably nothing, right? So she probably had no idea that they were pinning everything on him at that point. She probably thought that this was just a casual conversation about when he went there and they were being all lovely and having a cup of tea and chitty chat, no big deal. She said he wasn't on the bridge. Then Rick said he was near the bridge and the cops jumped on that. She shouldn't have said it. I know she shouldn't have said anything, but I don't feel like judging her without seeing the situation she was in. That's all. Cool. Okay, guys. Now, just one more thing I wanted to say before we finish up, and that is that, as you can see from the comments that are out there, clearly people don't all think the way that we do, right? So lots and lots of people think that he's absolutely 100% guilty, that he sounds like Bridge Guy, that he looks like Bridge Guy, that they've got the right person, and that we should all shut up. We're conspiracy theorists, right? And there's going to be a lot more of this. This is just starting. Yeah. So I think it's really important that we give some people, especially people who clearly are new to the case, some grace. We don't insult them. That we answer their questions kindly, succinctly. We point them in the direction of places that have facts, like, for example, All Eyes has an excellent website. But there needs to be more resources. We need to work together to create resources to point people in the direction of facts related to this case. So just saying, look at the Franks memo isn't going to help. Where is the Franks memo? And it's 150 plus pages. So we need to unify. We need to band together and get ourselves basically as a set of resources that we can point people to. Yeah, like a website that has a really clear set of points showing why we believe that he's been wrongfully convicted and where we're at with the appellate process. And just not sounding like we're conspiracy theorists, but like we have reasonably thought out the argument for Rick's wrongful conviction. Doing this selflessly, without self-interest, together as a group. I think it's really important that we consider how we're going to do this, and we do it in a quite an urgent fashion, because this is just going to blow up more and more and more. Oh yeah, there's always a time for yelling and screaming and cursing, but we can do that amongst ourselves. We can do that amongst ourselves. Yeah. I think there's probably been a fair bit of that over the last sort of 48 hours. But yeah. I want to say, asking Mavka not to troll? No. I love Mavka. You know I love Mavka. And I love you too, half Irish. But yeah, we need to not fight amongst ourselves. We need to fight the untruths. We need to fight for Rick's appeal. We do. And we're stronger together than we are separated. We are. I have to go. My little girl is like, Mom, you're taking me to the movies. All right, guys. Thank you so much. We need to brainstorm more than a logo. We need to brainstorm an actual place and a set of points that we all agree on, so that we can all go to that spot and we can go, okay, guys, if people aren't understanding what we stand for, go to this website, go to this page, go to this server, and everything's very clearly laid out. So it's more than just a branding exercise. I can do a branding exercise, but I need everyone's input as to what we have to say. Lovely. Okay, time to go. Time for the song. Thank you all, guys.
Her name was Ella. She was an Aussie. She was a fake lawyer from the future. She got on YouTube and made some live streams. Her co-host is Donnie and she dances sometimes. The words are always so loud and because she's an 803. To the center, excited ignorance. Her cat is